Hello everyone, welcome to the Expert Education podcast session. I am Kirana and I'm going to be your host for today's session. So I think that you're gonna love this session because today we're gonna talk about studying in the UK and explore why Cardiff Metropolitan University would be a great choice for you. So Indonesian students, you might want to hear this. Before we dive into the session today, I am here accompanied by our guests for today. We have speakers from Cardiff Metropolitan University, and I'm also here with a counselor from Expert Education. So before we start, I think I'm gonna need a brief introduction from each and every one of you. I think we can start from the Cardiff Metropolitan University representatives.
Hello everyone, I'm Mabel Miao. I'm the regional manager for East and Southeast Asia. I'm happy to be here.
Okay.
And my name is Adrian Baird, so I'm the head of international student recruitment at Cardiff Metropolitan University. So have oversight of a team that are dotted all around the world, and have a real pleasure to be able to travel around and go to some amazing places, including Indonesia, to be able to promote CardiffMet for students.
Okay, so it's short for CardiffMet, yeah.
You can say CardiffMet.
I just can say CardiffMet, okay.
CardiffMet. We've got the I love CardiffMet.
Oh,
so
right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're also here with Priscilia, who is a counselor in Expert Education. You may introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Priscilia. I work as education counselor here, and I usually help students with study abroad plans and application university process.
Okay, thank you. It's nice to have you guys here today. So I think we're going to start our podcast for today. So I'm going to shoot my first question. I think I'm going to start with you guys, with Mabel and Adrian. So can you explain to me what is Cardiff Metropolitan University or CardiffMet, and why should students study there?
Oh, that's a big question. So I mean, CardiffMet, so we're an institution that's about 160 years old, I believe. So dating back to kind of 1865. So an old institution, but would be described as a kind of a modern university in UK terms anyway. So we're based in Cardiff, which is the capital city of Wales. Do you want to hear some Welsh words?
Sure.
Okay, so in Indonesian, if you're saying welcome, it would be Selamat,
Selamat datang, yes.
Okay, so in Wales, it would be croeso.
Oh, croeso?
Croeso.
That's
good. That's good. It's good pronunciation. See,
okay, thank
you
you.
might be IELTS in terms of high IELTS as well. We'll try and get you in terms of the high score for Welsh as well. So,
all right.
So croeso, and it's a very warm and welcoming place. It's a beautiful city. It's not huge, so it's not in terms of the size of Jakarta. So it probably has a population around about 350,000, but it has everything that you would expect a capital city to have. And so the university is at the heart of the capital. So we have two campuses, spaced around about 10 minutes apart by car or by public transport. And it's a university that has around about 11,000 students, of which we would say about 20% of that student population are what we would classify as international.
Okay.
So students that are from all over the world.
Huge
so we
number.
recruit students from over 100 different countries all around the world. So culturally very diverse. It has a mix of students from South Asia, or Americas, the Middle East, and of course Southeast Asia as well. And we of course want more students from Indonesia. It has 5 academic schools. So we have a school of management, we have a school of technologies, we have a school of sport and health sciences. CardiffMet is known as Wales Sporting University. So we have some fantastic performance sport, amazing facilities, but we also offer a number of amazing disciplines within the area of sport. We have a school of education and social policy.
Okay.
And where we started off as an institution as a school of art and design.
Oh.
So those are our kind of 5 different academic schools. A bit of a kind of brief introduction to the university, but we can delve into a bit more detail as we go on.
Okay. Is there any addition from you?
Yes, I'd like to highlight that our CardiffMet, our DNA, which is support, career, and care. So prior to this role, I was an international student.
Oh,
I study
great.
at university in London, but now I work and live in Cardiff. So for CardiffMet, it's always impressed me, and I always, over the year, always have the passion to introduce CardiffMet to all our students. Is because our international student support is very good. We provide high quality student support, because I understand as a international student how overwhelmed when you study in a foreign country, in a foreign university. So you need this support net, and before you realize you need it. And CardiffMet have all the student support, career support all around. Also, we provide career focus courses from CardiffMet. So students coming to study with us from day one, and they could have this career preparation course to prepare them to, after they graduate, they can start their career. This is why we hit quite high graduates employability, which we hit 96% in the past year. Also, we have the 100% satisfaction among our international students for our tutor support, which is very rare to have. So I'm Chinese, so in China, there's an old thing that there's no chef could make the dishes satisfy every customer. But somehow CardiffMet have done that. We have 100% satisfaction in tutor support. That also reflect our DNA. And another I'd like to highlight, apart from the support, the career focus, the care, it's a high value. So as Adrian mentioned, we're based in Cardiff, and Cardiff is a very affordable capital city. So we provide the student with British capital experience. Well, also because the affordability, so students have more budget, they can actually enjoy their life. So of course we will talk more about the student life in following podcast. And also I would like to highlight that our tuition fee compared to other UK university is relatively low, and also we have generous scholarship.
Okay.
So hopefully today we can give all the students with all the details and insight to make our international student, Indonesia student, to make decision.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, for the introduction of CardiffMet. Wow, I'm very interested in the campus itself. Like, I think that you mentioned some parts about the sport, curriculum, or like subject areas, and also arts, that you have also a very low and affordable tuition fees, and also the students could feel very safe around the environment because you're providing like extra support for the students as well. So that's great to hear, and we're gonna dive it more and more later, dive it deeper in our podcast session. Before we move to another question, I think I'm gonna ask our counselor here, Priscilla, what kind of advantage do you think that Asian or probably Indonesian students would have if they study in the UK?
Good question.
I think one of the biggest advantage is about study duration. In UK, the study duration is shorter than Indonesia. For example, a bachelor's degree in UK only needs around 3 years to finish the degree, while in Indonesia it needs 4 years.
Yeah. Usually it's 4 years in Asia.
And for master degree in UK only need 1 year. And Indonesia we need 2 years to finish the degree.
Okay.
But even with the shorter duration, students still get internationally recognized qualification, right?
Yes.
And after graduation, students also have the opportunity to apply the graduate visa.
Post-study visa. We call it PSW, which is
student
18.
can work full time.
Oh, how long would be the graduate UK visa?
Currently for bachelor's and master degree can stay for up to 18 months, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Oh,
And
that's
for PhD, I think can stay up longer until 3 years.
Oh, okay. That's quite a tradition. Thank you so much, Priscilla. Okay, I heard that you mentioned about Cardiff being in Wales. So I'm a bit curious about the environment. Like, can you describe the Wales and the Cardiff environment so that probably any potential student could probably know or like imagine their life over there?
Okay. Well, if we had some pictures, the pictures would. So I'll do my best in terms of trying to describe as best as possible.
It will be hard.
It's hard because it's. I mean, I'm biased, obviously, because I'm Welsh. I'm from Cardiff, but I've had the pleasure of living around the UK and also traveling around the world with my job. But I think Cardiff is a fantastic student city. It is a student city as well. It's a young, dynamic city. We have 3 universities that are based within Cardiff. So you've got Cardiff Metropolitan, Cardiff University, and then just outside of Cardiff, you've got University of South Wales as well. So it's as I mentioned, it has all of those kind of things that you would want to have as a student because they've got a large audience to be able to cater for. So starting with Cardiff as a capital, I mentioned that it's quite compact. So, in terms of the population, it certainly doesn't take as long to travel from one side to the city to the other as I've experienced in Jakarta. But it has everything that you would kind of expect a capital city to have. But with that, it has the benefits of the fact that it is not so big and it's not so expensive. It's a safe city. It's a safe environment as well. So that's one of the things, certainly for students, but probably importantly, parents
Yes.
to consider when they're sending their
kids,
children. The other side of the world is that you want to be going into kind of like a safe environment. So, Cardiff, it is a safe environment. It's a friendly environment. I'm saying this again as someone who's Welsh, but we like to think that we're a welcoming, friendly bunch. You'll always be greeted with a smile or a croeso. That's something that I think in terms of is kind of, Mabel's mentioned about the kind of the DNA of the university. It's embedded in the DNA of the Welsh people, that kind of friendly, welcoming environment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cardiff itself it's a sporting city. It's a city which is culturally diverse. It's fantastic in terms of shopping. So you've got some seriously big malls in Jakarta. We've not quite as big in Cardiff because the city's not as big, but we've got, it's fantastic in terms of shopping. It's fantastic in terms of eating. You can have restaurants from all over the world.
Yes.
Which I know food is important for students from Indonesia,
Of course.
as it should be. So we've got some amazing places where you can eat and enjoy. It's a city of sport as well. So for students that are kind of interested in either kind of watching sport or actually participating in sport, there really are some amazing facilities, including our own. So I mentioned we have a campus which is pretty much dedicated to sport, where we've got 4G, 3G pitches, swimming pools, hockey courts, huge indoor athletics centre. Lots of gyms around, which are all free, by the way, for all our international students, all of our students. No charge to keep healthy. Healthy body, healthy mind.
Yes.
The city itself is crazy in terms of sport. And actually, when you get into the city centre, what's amazing about going into the city centre, as I mentioned, is quite compact. So you look one way and you have a 75,000 seater stadium, which is a sports stadium.
Wow.
Typically rugby and football.
Yes.
And then, but it also off season. So when it's not in terms of in season, it transforms to a place where you would have huge concerts, music. So you'd have like a Taylor Swift,
Wow.
Oasis, some huge acts that perform in Cardiff. Cardiff has become one of the destinations within Europe, really, in terms of live performances, because the stadium itself is amazing, and the fact that it's right bang in the middle of the city is unusual. Usually stadiums are out of the city, but this is bang in the city stadium. So as I said, on the one side you've got this stadium, which is relatively modern, 75,000 seater stadium. You look to the other side of the city and you've got a historic castle, a Cardiff Castle. So, there's still, and the Civic Centre. So there's still the kind of the modern next to the kind of the old and historic. And in Wales, Wales has, I think it has the most castles of any country in Europe.
Wow.
So
that's very cool.
We love a castle. We love a castle.
I just knew that.
Yeah. So I should probably have a little clause there, shouldn't I? Just check my stats. But I'm pretty sure it is. There's a lot of castles in Cardiff. But Cardiff is really fortunate. So where we are, so it's a coastal city. So you've got Cardiff Bay, which it's where you have the Wales Millennium Centre. So it's where actually our students graduate, which is this amazing venue which will have shows throughout the year, performances. Looks spectacular. It's kind of like our version of the Sydney Opera House.
Wow.
Okay, so amazing venue, and that's actually where our students graduate. So,
Awesome.
Absolutely beautiful place to graduate. Lots of kind of restaurants that happen there. It's where the Welsh government is based as well. So we're on the Cardiff is, as I said, it's on the coast. But what Wales is amazing is Wales is a very, very beautiful country. So, I think it has some of the best coastline, not only in terms of the UK, but in the world, So we have some amazing beaches, that are voted like top beaches in the world to see. We can't always guarantee that they'll have blue skies, but in terms of actually the views, they're breathtaking and, absolutely stunning coastline. But we're also, you're a short distance, so you're a short distance away from beautiful beaches and coastline, but you're also a short distance away from, beautiful mountains, so not too far away from Brecon Beacons, Snowdonia, which is the national parks. So it's a beautiful country. It's a small country, with the total population of Wales is only 3 million, but we pack a punch. And we pack a punch, I think, in terms of what we're able to offer, in terms of our cities, the natural beauty that's there. But I think most important of all is the kind of warmth and the friendly nature of the people of Wales.
Wow, that's really cool. Any addition from you?
Yeah, well, I will talk because Adrian is a native
Welsh.
and a native Welsh, and I will talk from the perspective as
International.
years ago when I relocate from my hometown Shanghai to Cardiff. So I born grew in Shanghai. I studied in London. Now I live in Cardiff. So I found Cardiff is very special, very special. It's the place I can call home.
Wow.
Cardiff, because Cardiff is it is media-sized city and very safe. Everywhere is walkable.
Wow.
So it's very easy. So I compare with my life in London, it's too overwhelmed because it's too big. It's not easy to walk around, and it's not easy. When you wanted to do things, for example, you wanted to open a bank account and you have to take the tube to the bank. And in Cardiff, it's all in the corner. You can just walk in over there.
Wow.
This is convenient. I think it's really good. Also, Adrian touched point, very important, which we all concern. I think most of international students concern about, which is food. So in Cardiff, we have over 60 Asia restaurants.
Wow.
Well,
That's a lot.
this number, it is a lot. It is a lot compared to other cities in the UK. We also have 15 Asia supermarket, and most around where students live. So you don't need to travel far and to get your ingredients. You can cook your own home food at Cardiff. It's very easy. and it's very important for a student.
Oh,
So
I agree.
Cardiff, so beyond the Cardiff, it's Wales, and the Wales is I personally feel it's a hidden gem for me, because they are not like the usual sightseeing spot. Not much people. You can find the peace and like Adrian said, a stunning view in Wales. And for student or international student, you get a place to breathe. Apart from very, you busy study over here. So, and back to Cardiff, and I think that the lifestyle in Cardiff is quite unique, which is apart from the city centre, obviously Adrian is introduced the sport. What I go most is the city centre. There's a proper decent shopping center over there. So for our international student, you can buy everything at our city center. Also, because we're based in Cardiff, so we have this advantage. I heard the student from our neighbor cities, for example, like Bath, Bristol, they buy the product in Cardiff because our shop has more of the options in Cardiff. For example, they buy the iPhone, the accessories from the Cardiff shop. So this is advantage study living in Cardiff. Also, I think Cardiff's life provide you not only the city center experience, also we have the lot of history rich place you can go, the outdoor national museum, and it is all quite unique. And for our student, of course, you study in UK, you wanted to get close to the UK lifestyle, you wanted to get close to the history. And in Cardiff, you have the enough budget, you can experience everything, and it's very easy and very accessible.
Wow.
This is what I feel. And over the year when I live in Cardiff, I really like the Cardiff lifestyle.
Okay. Well, do you hear that, my fellow Asian or Indonesian students? I think Cardiff is really interesting, and I think it's quite similar because Indonesia has a lot of cultures, and also I think that since Wales also has a lot of cultures, Indonesian people would love that, and that I know that as I am a Gen Z myself, I prefer to be in a place where it's not really crowded, it's not really rushed with the city business. So it's gonna be very it's gonna be very peaceful, very good
that's
area.
What Gen Z like?
Yeah, that's what Gen Z likes. So guys,
I don't know what Gen I am, but Gen old, I think. But that's good. I think you've got. I think what's amazing about it is that you have the options of both. Really, you can immerse yourself within city life if you want to, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah,
that's
because it is a capital city, and as I said, it's got everything you expect a capital city from. If you like nightlife.
Yes.
It's got a very bustling nightlife, a very well-known nightlife. But at the same time, you're very close to quiet, you're close to nature.
Yes.
There's a lot of green space in Cardiff. So, where the campus is based, there's a huge area around, Lander Fields and Butte Park, which really is the commute that you could walk really from campus into the city centre. So it goes along the river that runs throughout the kind of the city. You can walk along what's called the Taff Trail because the river is called Taff. And actually you could take that from Cardiff Bay all the way up to Brecon, which is where you've got beautiful mountains. It would take a while to walk it, but you get a lot of people that cycle it.
It will be worth it.
But it's worth it because
it will be worth it.
It's absolutely stunning and breathtaking. So you've got the best of both, I think, really, and it's on your doorstep, which I think is really important.
Yes, it's very important because we love walkable path, and also we love it when everything is near to us, and like in terms of transportation, you also mentioned about how easy that is to be on the public transportation, etc.
I think as well in terms of where Cardiff is within the UK, I think it'd probably be good for your audience to just picture Cardiff where it is. So Cardiff being capital city of Wales, it's only 2 hours away from London. So you've got different options in terms of you can either get trains to London or you can get what tens of students do, because it's the cheaper option, is you'll get a bus. So you could get a bus to London. That might probably be around about 2 to 3 hours, depending on traffic. But again, we're not talking about Jakarta traffic here.
Yes.
So it's straight down the kind of the motorway. Cardiff has an airport. So in terms of actually, what a lot of students, is what they benefit from is the fact that you really are within Europe, right? And the distance that it'll take you to get from Cardiff to fly into Spain is only 2 hours, right? Or if you wanted to go across to Paris or Amsterdam, you're only talking about less than an hour in terms of flights. So really, you've got that on your doorstep as well. And that's the amazing thing, really, in terms of that ability to be able to experience, not just in terms of the UK, because UK, again, it's diverse, each country, Wales, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, fantastic. And they're all very easy to kind of get around, accessible, great public transport. But again, it's Europe, and that ability to be able to actually see the different sites across Europe and experience that as well, which I think, again, because we're talking about, students making a big decision, right? And it's a big study decision. It's a big investment. We understand that. We recognize that. But it's not just about the study. Okay, it has to be about life experience. Okay, so you're going. You wanna be meeting people, you'll be making friends for life. Friends that are going to be from all around the world. These are your contacts then for the future, right? This is your part of a massive alumni network that is across the world, all around the world, that you'll be able to tap into as a Cardiff Met alumni. But it's about your experience, and it's about enjoying the other parts of student life. And that's the travel, that's the culture, that's the food. Whether it's you want to stick to kind of Asian food, that there's lots of restaurants, or you want to dabble in a little bit of British food and Welsh food. It's about, I guess, embracing all of those different experiences, and that's really what is gonna lead to you making the most of that out of that opportunity. So
that's right. Thank you so much. Yeah, I agree with you, because if we want to study abroad, then we have to make that one worth it. So you need to really pick like a country or an area where you get to study with also like a very supporting system from every aspect, like in terms of view, or in terms of the community center, and etc. So talking about outside of the academic life itself in Cardiff, can you share to us like the student community centers or clubs maybe that are available in Cardiff Met?
Yeah, certainly I can touch upon it, and then I'm sure maybe we'll be able to go into a bit more detail. But so there's a very active student union, Cardiff Metropolitan University. There's also very active and a large performance sports side as well. So if was a student that was interested in a variety of different sports, now we have it where we play at a very high level at university. They call it Bucks level. So the British universities, where they compete against each other. And we have a number of teams that perform at this very high level, but then there's a lot of teams underneath that as well. So you don't necessarily need to be the best of the best. You've got a variety of different teams. The student union would have a number of different teams as well. We would have huge number of different clubs and societies. So what we really want is a thriving Indonesian society, because it's very easy to set up a society or within the student union. It's a very easy process to do. So I'm pretty sure anything that you can think of that you might be interested in, there must be some kind of society that exists within the university, whether that's a Taylor Swift society or
guys.
I don't know, a Harry Potter one, or different societies like that. But we do have very active kind of societies, which might be like kind of like country societies. So whether it's a specific country that they have their own kind of society, they'll maybe celebrate in terms of national days or New Year's. So recently it was we have an active Bangladeshi society, for example, and they were celebrating the New Year. And that was showcasing to everyone on campus, so everyone else can understand a bit more about that culture. So, we're here because we want to recruit more amazing students from Indonesia because they are amazing students.
Yes.
You're saying that like, yes, I am an amazing student. Yeah. And then to be able to kind of bring that and bring part of the Indonesia culture to Cardiff, I think would be amazing. Yeah. And as I said, there's other universities and they'll get together as well. So an Indonesian society in Cardiff and join forces with Cardiff University, for example, and things like that. So that's really cool. So lots of different kind of societies and clubs that are available. Mainly in terms of through the student union, so it's very, we as well, we do a celebration of our kind of international students once a year. We have a global week. So
that's very cool.
That takes place during March, and it's really just a celebration of our international students. As I mentioned, we recruit from over 100 different countries. So when you come to CardiffMet, you'll have a lot of students that will be from Wales. You'll have a lot of students that will be all from the UK. But obviously, there's a collection of students that are from around the world. So around about 20% of that student population are, international and dotted all around. So we want to celebrate that. We want to really kind of, be able to showcase the amazing culture and the amazing talent that our international students have. So there's a whole week that's designed that takes over our campuses, and it's that kind of celebration of international students at CardiffMet.
It's like a festival, yeah.
It's a festival. Yeah, it's a festival. Yeah, it's a festival. That's a better way of putting it. Yeah, because it's got it'll have music, it'll have art, it'll have
parade,
dance. Yeah, it has all of that. So So if you were a student at CardiffMet, right?
Yeah.
And it was our global week, and then you had to bring a bit of Indonesia culture to CardiffMet. What would it be? What would you do?
Well, it's gonna be definitely for me. It's gonna be Indonesian dish because I know that Indonesia is very famous for our food and also the traditional dish. I think I would especially bring up Indomie probably. So it's like an instant noodles, but it's only produced in Indonesia, although it already spread like internationally. And also probably some pretty famous dish as well, like rendang or satay. Yeah, right.
Okay, so it's food themed.
Yeah, food themed. And also some music maybe because Indonesia produced a lot of good music as well.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Well, so that's very pleasing to hear that the campus, that CardiffMet really like highlights the importance of the well-being of the students, and also they really support the student associations and clubs because a lot of campus here has like a really strict process when it comes to forming a club or an association. So that's very good to hear. So I think that's a pretty good consideration for you guys. So also another question. I understand that some of the students' first impression might be that studying in the UK would be very expensive. So probably you could provide some insights about the available scholarships probably, or like the actual living cost maybe around in Wales or in UK.
Okay, so I mean, it absolutely is a consideration. As I mentioned, it's a bit, it is a big investment. We're not trying to sugarcoat that in any way. You are making an investment, and you're making an investment in yourself. It's the best investment you can make. Is an investment in yourself and an investment in education. Because the reason why we're having this discussion, the reason why someone might be looking to study is about what you're going to get at the end of it. All right, this is investment in yourself to then try and get a career, that you're going to love and is going to reward you, hopefully. So it's going to be a good investment. And, as Mabel's touched upon, the way that CardiffMet designs its program is very much in terms of with employability in mind. Okay, so it's very much around career-focused courses. So, we work very closely with industry. So they're constantly informing us about what the program should be and what they should involve. and that's really really important part. That type of investment. So, but we recognise it's an expensive thing. So we offer generous scholarships to our students from Indonesia. So typically an undergraduate program would be £16,000. I'll let you do the conversion. And for a master's, it would be 17,600. And then our MBA is 19,500. But for our Indonesian students, we would offer some very generous scholarships.
Wow.
As I said, we want more Indonesian students because they're so good. So we would offer 2,500 scholarship for our undergraduate, and that's for every year. So if it's 3 years, okay, so it's very generous scholarship that will continue and go through every year. We'll offer up to 4,000 for our postgraduate course, and we'll offer up to 5,000.
5,000 for MBA.
For our MBA.
For MBA.
And in addition to that, what we would do is we would offer an incentive to kind of pay your full fee.
Wow.
Right, so we would offer an additional £1,000 on top of that if a student would pay their full fee prior to joining. Now we understand that can be challenging sometimes because you've got to get money. So it's just an additional incentive on top of what is already kind of very attractive. So we recognize there's that part of it, right? So there's your fees. It can be expensive. So we're offering these additional scholarships to try and make it easier and to try and make it more affordable for our students from Indonesia to come to Cardiff Met. And then you've obviously got your living expenses on top of that. And you've got it's different in terms of whether you are, and in terms of the UK government and what they ask for. So they all ask for you to have a certain amount of money in your account for a period of time prior to joining. You have to show that you can pay your fees, and you have to show that you can pay for your time in Cardiff. That's right. So there'll be an expectation that you have that amount of money to come across. But it'll be different depending on where you are. So the rest of the UK, you've got kind of London, and then you've got the rest of the UK. Okay, so London is an expensive city. So there's an expectation that things cost more, transport costs more, food costs more. Right. Accommodation, rent will cost a lot more. And Mabel has touched upon in terms of one of the benefits of Cardiff. So where we've got on the one side, we've got this kind of generous scholarships that bring the tuition fee down, so can make it very attractive. But Cardiff also has that benefit of being quite an affordable city. So we're constantly voted in terms of the top, in terms of the UK, the most affordable cities in the UK. In terms of the cost of living index, which is amazing, given that it's a capital city and it's got everything you expect a capital city to have, and it's got that low cost, is really unique.
Yes.
So you've got, it's kind of low cost, but it's got, it's brilliant facilities and brilliant transport and a brilliant city. So that's quite unique. So we're well positioned, I think, in terms of if you are looking in terms of the UK, when you look at that kind of tuition fee option, plus then in terms of the affordability, so the accommodation's lower, the food would typically be lower than certainly London, but many cities across the kind of the UK. It really makes it an attractive option for students. Now, students also have that option where they can work. So you can work part-time as well.
Wow, okay.
So you can work up to 20 hours a week during study term. So if during study time, you can work up to 20 hours a week. And then outside of your study time, you can work longer hours. And that's a really great option for international students. And again, because we're based in Cardiff, a capital city, it's got huge number in terms of its hospitality sector is massive. Because again, all these events that are going on, all these sporting events, gigs that are happening, there's lots of options in terms of work, and that can help subsidize everything. So that ability to be able to kind of work alongside in terms of your study will help But so I think for those reasons, it's a very, very affordable option for students from Indonesia.
Oh, thank you so much, Adrian. I think I can hear some side about the range of the tuition fees probably from you, Mabel. Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about tuition fee, I believe our university tuition fee compared to other UK university comparatively low. So as Adrian mentioned, we for undergraduate we have a £16,000 every year as a tuition fee, and for postgraduate 17,600 for postgraduate, and also we have the scholarship is for undergraduate is 2,500 plus the 1,000 discount, so it's 3,500. For postgraduate, it's 3,500 plus 1,000 for fee payment discount, which is student need to pay by the deposit deadline, and they can get 4,500. So the number, we actually did our homework. I actually write down the number for the tuition fee after the discount, scholarship, and also estimated living cost in Cardiff. So for the tuition fee after the scholarship and discount will be 12,500 for undergraduate, and postgraduate is 13,100 pounds every year.
Wow.
And for our living cost for undergraduate student, obviously it depends on your lifestyle.
Yes,
but we have a range. It's start from 21,500 pounds to 25,000 for undergraduate. For postgraduate, it will be 22,000 to 25,000.
Okay. That's per year or per term? Or?
For year.
Oh, for year. Okay. Wow.
So talking about living cost, I give you an example. My experience when I study in London. So when I study in London, three of our classmates, three of us rent a flat, which is quite small flat, but it's close to the university. Guess how much it is, the rental?
Oh my God. I'm bad at guessing.
So
Probably.
London's different. You have to calculate your rental weekly.
Oh. I don't know, maybe around 1,000 or 500?
It probably will have above 500 week right now, but at that time we pay £400
that's a lot.
each every week.
That's 400 per person?
Per person.
Wow.
And I give you the comparison. When I first arrived in Cardiff, I rent a flat, a one-bedroom flat, which is very nice. They have a decent living room, family bathroom, and a proper decent bedroom. So I rent it, and it's close to the university. It's in a very good area. Can walk to the university, walk to the city center. Guess how much it is? Monthly.
Monthly, probably around 5,000 or 4,000. Monthly.
Monthly, yes.
Oh,
I give you the number. At that time, the rental is 700 monthly. So you see the difference. Obviously, over the year,
that's really
I know
affordable.
this is. So I can't believe my luck. I look at the flat. I think it probably will over like 1,500. It is the price. But the agent told me, this is the price. I said, I signed an agreement with you right now, and because this is good location, decent flat, and it is just a good quality of life.
Do you want to give from a student perspective, how much the university accommodation would be?
Yes, the university accommodation, it will be £140 a week, include the bills.
Wow.
And all include
the
bills.
Okay.
So as an international student, we guarantee the first year accommodation. You can book for the university accommodation, and also so for CardiffMet student, you have lots of options. You can apply for the university accommodation, which are all very close to the campus. We have both campus. So for the Llandiff campus, the accommodation just 15 minutes away. You walk through a beautiful a village to your accommodation, and so it's all single room, and most of the room is ensuite, have a private shower and a toilet.
That's very decent compared to the previous one that you have to share with the other 3 people or 4 people, the previous one.
Yeah, previous, when I study in London, so first of all, first year, also I living in the student university accommodation, and the shower room and the toilets shared, which I moved out quickly. I just prefer have my own place. We at the CardiffMet we have another campus called the King Kong campus. So King Kong campus, the accommodation actually inside of the campus.
Oh, so it's
just a couple minutes
walking to your
classroom.
Yeah.
So
difference.
both campus provided very good university accommodation. So apart from the university accommodation, our students have other option, which is a purpose-built student accommodation by the private company. So we have at Cardiff, we have 16,000 bed in Cardiff.
That's a lot.
So, yes, the students. So our students have options. I heard from my student, which they living in a purpose-built student private accommodation. I heard in the past year, because there's over demand for student accommodation, there's extremely cases is a student study in Bristol but living at Cardiff.
At Cardiff,
because they couldn't secure a proper accommodation
there.
in Bristol.
Wow.
So I think our student is very lucky living and studying at Cardiff.
Guys, you don't need to worry about accommodation. So they have a lot of options there. So it's going to be the least of your worry.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand that you mentioned you have students over from more than 100 countries, you mentioned. So can you describe to me about the international student population at CardiffMet itself?
Okay, so I mentioned there was around about 20% of the student body, and over 100 different countries. So we have, as I said, we've got students from all over the world. So we'll have quite a lot of students that come from South Asia. So you'd have students from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka. And we have students that come across from the Middle East as well, so Bahrain, UAE, Kuwait. So great number of students that come across from the Middle East as well. We've got European students who would have students from Italy, Spain, Germany that study with us. American students, Canadian students. So really kind of quite diverse bunch. We have students from Southeast Asia as well, so pockets of students that would come from kind of Malaysia, Brunei. We would have students from Indonesia, obviously, but we're here we'd like to have more students from Indonesia, Thailand, Cambodia. So really,
really diverse.
Really diverse. Yes. So it's very, very, very diverse, and I think that, as I said, is kind of one of the main benefits of international study and to come to the UK, and that's for any UK university. That where you're coming in and you're going to be studying with people from all different backgrounds. You're going to be studying with people from the UK, from Wales, but also from around the world. And that's putting yourself out of your comfort zone. Okay, and that's how you grow.
I think that's very beautiful, because then we'll feel like it's going to be more inclusive, and also a lot of people will welcome you even though you're not from there. And like when having like a lot of friends from different cultures, then you get to share like different perspectives. And also meeting like new cultures. So you don't only get like a perspective from one culture, but you also could immerse with other cultures as well, because there will be a lot of international students there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think we just you just mentioned that Adrian also mentioned. I think study in the UK, I always tell my students, studying in the UK is once of your lifetime experience. So you want to get most of that.
Yes, you want
So
to get the most of that.
I always tell my student to get out of the comfort zone. As the university has, we have an international student support team, a dedicated team. They provide a lot of service for students to make more friends and to adapt the local with the local mingle with the local students as well. So our international student support team, they organize around the 3 trips in one semester to help students to travel in the UK, to have to see other place, also to make friends. We also organize a lot of different activity events.
Yeah.
So for our student, I think as long as you study with us, you always got a chance to make friends with the local and the international. And also, I would highlight one thing which I think is very important to our international student is we have the global lunch, which is quite unique service provided by our university. So once international students arrive on campus, if they have any inquiry in terms of how to register to GP or how to open a bank account, or even though they have any sort of issue, even though they have like a homesick, they could come into the global lounge.
That's nice.
And it's always staff over there to listen to them or guide them to the person can solve their issues. So this is very good service as well. So like I always tell my student, like you start from say hello to your classmate. This is you need to step out, make the first move.
Yes. Oh my God, thank you so much. I understand that you are now eager to apply for CardiffMet. And probably let's ask Priscilla over here about the documents required probably in applying to CardiffMet. And probably you could also explain to us like how expert education could guide the students throughout the process.
Okay, usually the students needs academic documents and and also English proficiency results, and it depends on the requirement. Some program may also require supporting documents like CV, personal statement, or reference letters, both from academics and professional reference. And during the application process at Expert Education, we help students prepare and review the documents before submission to make sure everything is properly prepared.
Okay, that's great to hear. So
So student can feel more relaxed during the process and mainly focus on preparing their documents.
Okay. All right. That's great to hear. So just don't worry, guys, that expert education will help you. So I think I'm going to ask another question. So we were talking about the international students proportion in the CardiffMet and also in the area. I can also understand that some of you or some of the potential student might feel a bit worried about how they could get homesick feeling, or maybe they are a bit struggling to adapt or anything like that in CardiffMet. And you also mentioned about the global lounge, which would help them as well. So that's really nice. So is there any other facility or any other amenities like provided when a student is feeling a bit struggling in the process of the study?
So from my personal experience also, because I always talk with our international student, I always wanted to get the feedback. I wanted to make sure they're okay, because I've been there. I was an international student. So from all the feedback I get is Cardiff, because Cardiff, the city, is not overwhelming, so it is quite easy for our international student. You don't need to change your lifestyle. You can continue your lifestyle at Cardiff, and also to experience, which I said, the capital city experience. So, for example, for me, when I was in Shanghai, dance salsa, so I can easily find the salsa club in Cardiff. And Adrian also mentioned we have a lot of sport clubs and societies, over 30 sport club and societies. So student, if you play sport, and yesterday we see a lot of paddle sport place in Jakarta.
Yeah, it's very popular here.
Yeah, it's also popular in Cardiff as well. So if you play any sport, you can continue play that. You can join our the sport club, according to your level. Whether you play it as a habit or you play it as professional, you can always find a suitable club with us. And also the society, we have a different type of society. Actually, having said that, I looking forward to have our Indonesia student food society. As you mentioned, I'm looking forward to build that for our student. So in the past, we have South Korea student, the ceramic club.
Wow, ceramic club.
So because we have this facility at our School of Art and Design, so our student can build that society within our university, and they got all the facilities and the material. So I think for our international student, it is easy to adopt their life and also have the taste of Cardiff life as well.
Okay.
Just building on, because the question around in terms of where the students turn to if they do feel that way, right? So what Mabel was talking about is kind of embracing all those different parts, which is going to help, obviously, in terms of homesick. But we recognise that it's going to happen, or it could happen, and so I think it's just to kind of convey that we're a really supportive institution. We've talked briefly around in terms of that global lounge, but that global lounge is run by a dedicated team of global student advisors. Now, the staff there have been working, supporting international students for a long time. So they've experienced all the bumps in the road that an international student can have. Because certainly when you first come, you're like, how do I sign up to the doctors? How do I open a bank account? All these different little things. So, we have a fantastic induction that's put on that kind of helps you ease in. Because usually that kind of homesickness you might start getting in the first kind of stages. So we really try and get you inducted into the university, inducted into Cardiff life, get familiar with your surroundings, get to meet other kind of students that are on your course, all these different types of things. That's all there to put in place to kind of make that transition as easy as possible. But if you do have problems, and if there are any kind of issues, the team there are absolutely world-class in terms of what they do, in terms of the delivery of that service. So there's always an open door, to someone to be able to kind of contact. Whatever the problem, we encourage our students to come and talk to, because, that kind of, if you're sharing that problem immediately, it's less of a problem, because we'll be able to direct you in terms of the different people you might need to speak to, and whether that's external of the university, if it's like have to go to a doctor, or if it's something that if it's academic that is an issue, then we can help deal with that. Absolutely. We have free international academic skills advice for our students. That's cool. So we do that. So that's throughout the course of their time at Cardiff Met. We're helping with that. They're there to help you in terms of once you complete going on to that graduate route visa. But as I said, any kind of, and they are very experienced, and they have experienced a lot. Even if it's a case of, I just can't find the right restaurant. Right, well, come on.
We're going to guide you through that.
We're going to tell you about it. We can guide you. But look, it can happen. Just, the university puts a lot of emphasis in terms of the support that we provide our students, our international students. And that's really, really important. Yes. So if there are issues, there will always be someone there to help.
That's very crucial. Guys, you guys are in good hands if you're in Cardiff Met. So don't worry about anything like that. If you have any problem, you can always go to the campus center, and you can just express anything, any of your concerns, and they will help you. They will guide you through that. And I also understand that you have a lot of experiences dealing with concerns of the students, Priscilia. So probably you can share with us about the concerns that probably the students have when they want to study abroad, and what do you usually say to them?
Yeah, I think the most common concerns are usually about maybe homesickness,
Yes.
culture shock, and
Yes.
adapting to living independent
Okay.
and far from family.
Yes.
But honestly, those feelings are completely normal.
Yes.
Most students become much more comfortable once they are settling in, making new friends, and getting used to their new environment.
Okay. All right. That's great.
So, from what I've seen, studying abroad really helps students to grow, not only about academic but personally too.
Yes. Especially when you're in Cardiff Met, because again, they have a lot of students from everywhere, so you don't need to feel like you're the only Asian person there, or like you're the only different person there. You have a lot of people that come from different cultures as well, so you don't need to worry about that. When you feel homesick, you can go to their global lounge, and then you will be provided with help as well in terms of academic study, or in terms of just simple help. They can provide you with that. So it's very glad to hear about all the help that Cardiff Met can give to the potential students. Okay, we're gonna move a bit forward with the topic of like part-time jobs or internship opportunities, or like probably full-time jobs. Like, can you explain to us like how Cardiff Met can help students with that? Because I think a lot of students want to hear about that. Okay.
So we are proud to say we have a very good career service team
Oh,
to
okay.
provide all the service for our students. So we have embedded programs into our courses for our students. From the day one they study with us, they can choose to get on these programs to prepare. The program usually will help students how to write a CV, how to go through the interview process, the interview skill. There's a definite skill, soft skill. They will teach that to our students. And this is very useful for our international students once they study with us or once they graduate. And we mentioned that our international student can apply for PSW visa. So once they graduate, they can use this skill to apply for a job. Also, our career service is not stop when student graduate. Once they graduate, they can still access to our platform. Could
okay.
find the part-time job or full-time jobs information. Also, our programs actually provide this is extra additional value, which is they pay for a program which is provided by the industry as a mentor program. So our students, for example, they study international business management with us, and they could get on with this program and to study from the person have fully rich experience in this industry, and after that they can go a qualification and they can be the trainer to train other student. This is kind of like you benefit from this program, then you can benefit the others. So this is why our programs recently achieved the postgraduate employability award. This is a milestone and recognized for our career service. So we'd like to say that we, as a university, apart from the student support, the support net, we provide also the career service we provide. Before our international student, you realize you need it.
Yes, that's great. I think that's really nice because when you graduate from the university, you don't feel like I'm a bit confused on what I have to do or anything. There will be a platform and also a person that guides you through it as well. And also, you mentioned something about mentor, and it cycles. Like once you are being mentored, then you have the opportunity to become a mentor for the next student. Oh, that's great, guys. Okay, so what about the alumni like network? I think you can mention describe the industry where the alumni from Cardiff usually got into, or something like that.
We have a Southeast Asia alumni. We have a lot of excellent Southeast Asia alumni. I recently get in touch with some of them, and they either work in the UK or work in the hometown, or working in Europe country. So we are meant to get all this feedback and get their testimony to share with our current student as a guidance. So our student will learn. So there's an option over there, and they could follow suit, or they could they can start to think of their career.
Okay, that's great. Okay, any additional information from you?
I think maybe just going back in terms of that kind of industry focus on the courses as well, which will then obviously make you a more successful alumni at the end of it, because it's something that we obviously pride ourselves on around the employability side. There are undergraduate range of programs where they have the placement option within built into course, so kind of options to be able to work during your study. So that could be a placement year, so you could have a year as part of your study. So for example, you do 2 years of that 3-year degree, and then maybe third year work for a year, come back and then do your final year, so total 4 years, but that option to kind of work for a year. We also have that built into a couple of our postgraduate courses as well.
Okay.
So our MBA program, MBA, one of the most globally recognized qualifications in the world. We pride ourselves on a fantastic MBA option that we have for students. You don't have to come in with work experience, so we accept students that are kind of fresh graduate onto that type of program. And they have the option to be able to actually work for up to a year as part of that course. So when we said, a master's course is kind of 1 year, you can kind of actually extend that. So we can have it as a kind of like a 2-year master's, because it has that built-in placement. Now, the students need to be proactive and find the placement. We're not going to guarantee the placements for you. But what we have is we've got an amazing international careers team that will support and advise and guide, direct to opportunities of where they can be able to get that kind of employment, whether that's in Cardiff or a little bit further afield. Those are all the kind of the options that are available to the students. And then that really you're adding so much value to yourself then, because if you think about it, not only have you got that kind of UK qualification, which is still recognized as one of the best qualifications you can have globally.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've also then potentially built in experience, UK working experience in industry. So then when you're talking about your options are then open to you, right? Post that. It could be that you think, all right, I want to look at the graduate route and I want to stay back in the UK for 18 months. If you've got that, if you've had a bit of industry experience already, that
Definitely
opens up more doors to be able to kind of seek that type of employment.
That's right.
But also in terms of coming back, not only are you coming back with that qualification, you're coming back with potentially kind of some built-in work experience as well.
Yes.
It makes you just far more employable.
Yes.
And ultimately, look, let's go back to what we were saying at the start. This is why we're doing it. This is why you're making that investment in yourself.
That's why it's worth it, yeah.
So, we've got, successful alumni, all around the world that are doing some kind of amazing things. And as I also mentioned, coming to CardiffMet, you're then tapping into that CardiffMet alumni network, that global CardiffMet alumni network. So, once you're brought into CardiffMet, you're forever CardiffMet.
You're forever CardiffMet.
That's it. We're not letting you go. We're keeping hold of you, and then you're part of that community. You're part of that family, and that you're going to be able to tap into that network globally.
Yeah, it's very beautiful because it feels like CardiffMet is like this one big extended family. Yes. I'm also curious about the ranking itself. So, how's the position of CardiffMet in the UK or like in global?
So we're ranked, we're one of the top modern universities within the UK. It depends in terms of which kind of ranking tables you look at. There's as many ranking tables as there are universities. So, I think one of the kind of the key things that you want to look at for an institution when a student is looking and selecting at a university, you need to make sure that you're looking not just in terms of university rankings.
Yes, that's correct.
You're looking in terms of student satisfaction. You're looking in terms of employability. Employability being a key one because, again, why are you doing it? And so you might have in terms of some institutions where they're highly ranked, they'd be highly ranked in terms of research that they do as well. And so whether you're actually looking to go into research, is that something that you're looking to do? So I think when making that decision in an institution, you have to look across different areas. So for example, we'll have some programs that exist that have 100% employability, specific programs like food science, for example, because there's a huge demand in terms of for those, and we've got fantastic programs. So, those type of programs, absolutely fantastic. You've got courses that, have high ranking in terms of sport. So, for example, from Indonesia, if you're looking in terms of sport postgraduate, you'll be able to get funded by the government, sponsored by the government, which because that recognises that in CardiffMet we are world class in terms of our sporting provision.
Yes.
So there's the opportunities there to be able to look at those kind of options. But across the piece, there are pockets of excellence in terms of ranking, employability, satisfaction.
Yes.
You really need to look at all these different parts, and make that kind of assessment. You as a student, it is vital that you do a lot of research. Okay, and that research, don't just look at where they are on a ranking table. You need to research in and around it. You need to research the city. You need to speak to expert to be able to then understand a little bit more about the kind of different institutions and what you should be looking at. You should be all over things like social media.
Yes.
So you're looking, which I know Gen Z are all over. So, it's going to be that, like I'm going to do a little pitch for our own social media. So at CardiffMet, we've got some fantastic, Instagram accounts, TikTok, everything. We have our own podcast.
Oh.
Okay. So it's,
that's cool.
This Help I'm Going to Uni.
Yes.
So just a little pitch for that, because that's speaking to current students, it's speaking to past students. You're getting everything. You've got international students there. You've got domestic students talking about their journey and all these types of things. So really, when you're doing it and you're looking into institutions, research everything. Your ranking's important if that's important, but beyond that, employability, what life is like, all of these different bits.
Also remember, CardiffMet has 100% of the student satisfaction. So it's very important so that every student is very satisfied after studying in CardiffMet. So that's very important, guys. So maybe you can give out some words or like advice about the students that are still having some concerns or like having some doubts about studying abroad. What kind of advice that you would like to give?
I mean, I get it. We've talked about that it's an investment. It's a big investment. You're moving away from family, from friends, from your comfort zone, from your culture, and you're moving to somewhere which is kind of completely new. I would say you're not gonna meet many people that regret it.
Okay.
Right? That have gone and experienced study abroad and have gone to the UK and have regretted the decision. The majority, I would say the lion's share of the people that you would speak to would think it's a life-changing experience and think it's the best thing that they've done. And, we go all around the world, and whenever we go around the world, one of the things that we'll always look to do is a bit of a kind of like, a call out to, past students, alumni, and have a bit of a gathering, for example. And the amount of people that still talk so fondly about that time, even if they're old like me, that they're talking really fondly about that kind of experience. So I guess the words of advice is really to kind of be brave. If it is something that you're considering, as I said, carefully research. You want to make the decision that's right for you. It has to be the right course. It has to be the right university. It has to be the right location that works for you. you can't say that we're the right fit for everyone. We're not be the right fit for everyone, but it's about doing that kind of work and that research and just taking a leap and taking a leap of faith, really.
Yes.
And I think you won't regret it, and you're gonna make lifelong friends, and you're gonna have the most amazing experience. But again, importantly, you're gonna get some really valuable skills out of it as well that is gonna stand you in really good stead when you're going into the world of work.
Yes, that's great. What about you, Mabel?
I would say for students still on the fence, part of Adrian just mentioned, which is you need to do your research about the university. Also, this is the reason we work with expert team.
Yes.
Because your team provide professional service and a clear guidance and the university information for our student. So I would recommend student talk to expert team. And if you have any inquiry, you can always have the answer from us. We are here for you. So I think as a previous international student, really study in the UK is the experience you find who you truly are. And also, I think as a university, we found most valuable things is to have you arrive as a nervous student to you really truly feel you belong.
Okay. That's really beautiful. Thank you so much, Mabel. Thank you so much, Adrian. So thank you so much for recommending us as well as the study partner. Thank you for recommending Expert Education. Is there anything that any other reason why you would recommend us as a study partner to go to Cardiff for the students? Or
no, you see, we've answered all these questions now. Now the final one, you got me stumped. No, we're just we as we've already kind of mentioned, there's a few things that we really pride ourselves on, and I think what if you're gonna after this podcast, what you're gonna go away with is that Cardiff is an amazing location.
yes,
It's a very welcoming, friendly city. It's very affordable. And really at CardiffMet, we look after our students. We provide an excellent student support and really focus very much on that kind of career side, so the employability side. So those, I would say, are the kind of like the key takeaways. So I hope to see more students from Indonesia, and then I guess we'll have you guys to thank for that. But thank you very much for having us. We really enjoyed the discussion.
Thank you. You've heard that CardiffMet also really recommend us as the pathway of getting to study in the UK, especially in Cardiff Metropolitan University. So probably last one for Priscilla as a counselor in Expert Education. So I'm aware that there are still many of you that are probably a bit wondering and also still a bit confused about where to start, and you don't know what kind of support that you can get. So I think I'm going to ask our counselor over here, Priscilla, about the kind of support and also benefits that the students can get if they apply through Expert Education.
Okay, honestly, students don't need to worry too much about where to start, because at Expert Education, we support students throughout the whole process study abroad. We start from free consultation to help students find university that match with their goals and preference and also budget. Then we help with document preparation and also university application. So for students who are looking for scholarship, we can guide them through the process. And we can also help students to get the LOA from the university. And after that, we continue helping students with the visa process and interview preparation before the departure, and even after graduation, students still can contact us for post study work visa, because we have an onshore office in London with a registered migration agent, so no worries.
Okay, so you hear that, guys. You don't have to worry because Expert Education is your one-stop solution. Yes. So your application will be guided by us. You don't need to worry about your English. You will also have English preparation classes. So if you need to take an English proficiency test, you can get some help from us. And also, you don't need to worry about the process itself because Expert will guide you through every step of it. So I think that concludes our session for today. So I really want to thank you guys so much for the session. Thank you for giving us like a lot of information about Cardiff, and not only about Cardiff but also about the environment and also about a lot of benefits that you can get before, during, and after studying at CardiffMet. So thank you so much, guys, for the session.
Very well. You want to hear one more Welsh word?
Yes, of
Just
course.
to finish off.
Yes.
At the end, so when we're saying thank you,
Yes.
so thank you in Welsh is diolch.
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 There you go.
Diolch. Diolch, students. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.